Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. And holy moly, we got back to the June high. Amazing week that we just had. Had some pretty good trade setups. The false breakdown setup continues to be the greatest trade setup of all time. Every rally that we have had was set off, triggered by a false breakdown setup. All right, I can give you so many examples, but I want to give you the most recent one. All right, starting with this one right here. Okay, that 432.7 level, as you guys know, that was my 1.382 Fibonacci extension level. We broke that level down on June 26th on Monday, and the following day, the very next day, we recaptured that level, giving us a false breakdown setup. And on the smaller time frame, it was also a breakout of this falling wedge pattern, a combination of this falling wedge pattern with the false breakdown setup. And then, guys, what happened? On Thursday, we cleared that 437 level. We lost 437 back in June 20th and June 21st. Back tested that level as a resistance, confirming more downside. And we got a $5 drop. But we recaptured it on Thursday, June 29th. The 437 level was my 1.5 Fibonacci level. I love Fibonacci. They are unbiased levels based on math. And we recaptured that false breakdown setup. And it was a nice swing trade. Shout out to the daily release PCE in the morning for giving us the volatility and the catalyst that we needed for this breakout of 437 to be successful. And it led back to the June high. What now, guys? What now? All right. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video, because we have a situation on our hand. Okay, now as far as how I traded, I was only able to get a call and long the breakout of 441.5. As you guys know, 441.5 was my 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. It was the false breakout of that level that triggered the pullback. We've recently recaptured that level. We have canceled that false breakout setup, guys. It's been canceled. Okay? However, we ran back into the June high. Could this be a double top? Let's talk about what happened. I wrote in my Discord, 441.5 to 442 zone is first resistant, with June high at 443.5 to 440 zone in play above. First support is at 440 with lower targets in play, and I said to wait for the first or second setup to enter a trade. Okay? We cleared that 441.5 level. It was also a breakout of this channel right here, this rising channel. And it led to a nice level-to-level move back to June high. That's all the market gave us. Sometimes all we can do is trade what the market gives. If it only gives us one setup, all we can trade is one setup. What are we going to do? Right? The nice, beautiful moves, a lot of it happened in pre-market because of the data release. But this was a decent level-to-level move. Okay? So, is it time to get bearish? Is this a double top? Okay? Now, a lot of people were saying lower high, trying to, sound very bearish, okay? And it's fine if you're bearish. It's fine. Do your due diligence. And you come up with the best conclusion you can come up with. But at the end of the day, no matter what our opinion is, price action has the final say. And it's our job to follow that price action based on the setups, okay? So I want to identify the setups like I always do. I'm going to remove my drawing. Right now, I have pre-market and after hour price action in this chart, as you guys can see, okay? Some people ask me, do I like to look at my chart with the pre-market and after-market action, or do I only look at just the trading hours action? Because if we only look at the trading hours action, we'll see the gaps. I think that there are benefits for both. Okay, I watch both. I look at it with after hours and pre-market price action, and I look at it without it as well. I think there are benefits to both, because if you look at it like this, with the after hours and the pre-market included, you'll be able to find patterns that can influence the market during the trading hours. All right. Now, the benefits of trading without it is you'll see the gaps. And I'm about to show you right now, right? So I'll remove the regular, I'll only just get the regular trading hours, right? And I'll remove pre-market and stuff and after hours. What do we see on this chart? This shows us a different picture. And what we have here, guys, what we have here is an island. That's an island, a bullish island reversal pattern. Okay, these are usually bullish patterns. In this way, it'll start off with an exhaustion gap, which is this, right? And the exhaustion gaps usually come after an uptrend. And then when you see that gap down, that's an exhaustion gap. That's your sign to be bearish. And that played out. We had an exhaustion gap, and that led to a nice move to the downside, down to 430-ish. However, we got a breakaway gap right here. All right. Got a breakaway gap. And a gap above the gap. That is called a bullish island reversal. All right. Now we Google it. According to trading sims, they give us targets. I like trading sim. They give us targets and stuff like that, and their idea of how to trade it. So we was to copy trading sim. If I was to use, I'll use a parallel channel, right? Because trading sim was using like squares or rectangles. I'll use this parallel channel. And they started from the gap, where the gap starts, the exhaustion gap, and they bring it down to the low. So I want to get this straight here. Yep, it's straight. And they bring it down to the low. All right. And I like this parallel channel because it gives us a 50% level, which would be around 435. Okay. And then we can clone this. And they had it at the start of the breakaway gap. All right. That's how TradingView has it. They started the breakaway gap. And I would assume the top of here, of the top of the rectangle or square, whatever you want to call it, would be the target. And that'll be minimum target. Minimum target, which means they could go even higher, but they put right here, minimum target from the start of the gap, the breakaway gap to the top is minimum target. So if we're going based on what trading sim is saying, this island reversal pattern could send us back up to about 448, 449-ish. Okay, that's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy, ain't it? Hard to believe, but guess what? Look at all this price action. A lot of people say it's crazy, and it still happened. That's why I say price action is the shepherd. We are sheeps. We just follow the price action. All right. So I like to give you guys my setups, my ideas. All right. So as of right now, it's bullish. All right. Remember, we broke out of my 437 level. That's a fib level. And we cleared 441.5. It's bullish until the price action tells us that it's changed its mind. It's not going to be bullish anymore. All right. So what needs to happen is this 444 level, June high, it needs to defend as resistant. And we need another false breakout setup. Look at this false breakout that happened back in mid-June. Okay? Don't call it top. If we can get another false breakout of 441.5, short, look to short, and it's likely that we can get like an M pattern. You guys know the M pattern. You guys know the M letter. But yeah, an M pattern. So I'm thinking if we break down 441.5, we could possibly get a pretty nice, decent move. But like I always say, we want to do it one level at a time. Now, as far as this bullish island reversal goes, it cancels when the gap gets filled. So if 438 gets filled or 438 breaks down, that is our sign that this bullish island reversal is canceled. It's no longer an island, it's no longer bullish. And of course, a breakdown of 437 would give us a false breakout of that critical Fibonacci level. Okay, so I'm giving you guys the bear case and the bull case. I'm trying to, report this unbiasedly. So I'm doing it for the bulls, I'm doing it for the bears. So if you're a bear, like I said, look to short below 441.5. That's a false breakout setup. All right, do all false breakout setups lead to big reversals? No, they don't. But all reversals started off with a false breakout. So let's tip the probability into your favor, into our favor. We're going to play this bearishly and wait for that breakdown of 441.5. Look to short, and it'll possibly go fill the gap. If the gap gets filled or that breaks down, bullish island reversal is canceled. All right. And then 437 in play. Below 437 is very bearish. And we'll possibly go see more downside. I'm favoring we go test this pink trend line on the next pullback if it pulls back. Or at the very least, go down to 431-ish and test this previous bottom here. Okay, but it all starts with the breakdown of 441.5. False breakout setup. All right. Now, like I said, with this island reversal thing based on Trading Sims price target, it will need to stay above 441.5, right? And it'll need to clear 444, all right? It needs to clear it and see it, treat 444 as a support to confirm the breakout, to confirm the roll change. Sometimes a breakout of 444 is not enough. All right, I always say play the best trades are the false breakouts and the false breakdown setups. All right, excuse me. So a lot of times when we're in an uptrend and we're pulling back, we're playing false breakdown setups to try to catch the bottom. Well, not the bottom, but a bounce off the bottom from the pullback. All right, right now the June high would not be based on a false breakdown setup. It will be based on a regular breakout. So those trades are a little bit more risky in my opinion. Okay, I felt better about longing 432.7 recapture because it was a false breakdown setup. I felt better about longing the recapture of 437 because it was a false breakdown setup, which I was favoring back to a test of June high. Now, if we break out June high, break out 444, it's a bit risky, okay? So I would size down. The RSI is overbought, looking like some type of divergence here, okay? So I would size down if 444 clears. I would target 444.5, 447 to 448 zone, all right? Yeah, about 448, yeah. And my of course 450. And my next Fibonacci level is the 78.6 fib levels at 451.76. Okay, those would be critical levels, but it will start with clearing 444 to the upside. All right, so you guys got my bull case, you guys got my bear case. Watch that breakout of 444 to be bullish. Okay, and watch the breakdown of 441.5 to be bearish. I'm trying to simplify this as much as I can. Okay, this is price action analysis. All right, don't let the RSI and stuff fool you too much. Okay, the RSI has been overbought on the weekly chart since May 22nd. It's been in overbought territory since May 22nd. Okay, sometimes an overbought RSI it doesn't mean it's getting weaker. Sometimes an overbought RSI just means the momentum is strong. Okay? Sometimes. And you look at it, the evidence is right in your face. Even if you don't believe me, believe this picture that you see in front of you. Overbought since May 22nd, and SPY just kept going up. This is why I say price action analysis is superior to technical analysis. It's superior. That's just my opinion. Okay, don't get all offended here. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just trying to give the best information I can give based on my years and years of experience. All right, Triple Q. You guys noticed we were struggling with that 366 level on Thursday. Finally broke it out. Unfortunately, it was in pre-market. Shout out to PCE. But now we're struggling with that 337 level. All right, we also was able to get a decent level-to-level move for Triple Q. I wrote this in the Discord. But this was for tier 2. You have to be tier 2 or higher to access this. But I wrote, that we need to long the breakout of 368. Right now, I wrote here, as of now, if 366 finally clears bullish, look to long with 368 and 370 and 372 in play. We was only able to get to 370. And of course, what I do in my Discord, I confirm the breakouts. I wrote here, Triple Q, 368 cleared. Here, put in 370 in play. I confirm the breakout. Hopefully, the group is watching the charts themselves, but as an assist and as assistant, I try to confirm the breakouts. But yeah, we got that breakout of 368, gave us a nice level-to-level move. It went a little higher, went to 370.49. But you guys see it based here at resisted. All right. Now, some people are saying SPY hit June high. Triple Q didn't. That's bearish. Not necessarily. I mean, it could be bearish, but the price action needs to confirm it. All right. If it breaks down 368, then of course that's bearish. You got a false breakout setup. Below 368, I would definitely look to short with 366, 364, and probably lower than 364 in play. Okay. But if it clears 370, right, it's basing below 370. We didn't get any strong rejection from 370, We got some selling pressure, of course, but we're basing below it. After an up move like this, we're basing below a continuation pattern, if you will. It got a base a little bit, right? Flag, channel pattern, whatever, descending, ascending triangle, whatever. It got a base a little bit. It got a, this shows price acceptance. If it was a strong rejection, it would break down support and we'll get a false breakout setup. But then we didn't get a strong rejection where it break down support. We got a weak rejection where it just gave us a higher high or something. Now it's just continue to base. Whoever the bears are that's trying to sell at 370, they're weak. It's like they're punching their enemy, but their enemy just keeps on coming back. When you punch somebody real hard, when they don't come back, they get knocked the hell out. The price action, the bullish price action on Triple Q was not getting knocked the hell out. You get what I mean? It kept on coming back for more. So with that being said, if 370 clears, I would definitely look to long. All right, 370 clears, then I would favor a test of June high around 372ish and possibly even lower than that. I mean, even higher than that. Okay, so above 370, look to long. Below 368, look to short. All right. IWM looking a little weird here. Not quite bullish, but not quite bearish just yet. Need a little confirmation. Not quite a dark cloud candle. But yeah, it does look funny like that. It could be a reversal coming. Confirmation would be dropping back below 187, breaking down 185.5. If that happens, I would look to short on IWM, and I'll favor 183.3 in play. Below 183.3, I'll be bear bias. Could definitely swing puts if you guys trade IWM and prefer swings. Definitely below 183.3, I would swing puts with 181.8, 179.5. I would definitely favor the gap fill getting filled this time, which is around 175.6. We'll see though, but we'll need a breakdown of 187 to kickstart a potential pullback. All right, if it does pull back and bounces off 183, then it's just a regular pullback. We can possibly go to a higher high. But like I said, below 183.3, I would be bear biased. But if it's not below it, bulls definitely got a shot to go up a little higher. Doesn't mean it can't get some pullback. and get some tradable moves to the downside. Just got to be tactical about it. But overall, to be bullish, one, it needs to stay above 187. And two, it needs to take out the high of this candle around 188.5 to put 190 and 192.45 in play. All right, so stay bullish above 187. Look to long above 188.5 for the IWM. If not, look to short below 187 or 188.5 with 183.3 in play. Possible bounce there, but if it's a dead cat bounce or it breaks down, get bearish. Tesla, pretty meh type of day on Friday. We did get an up move after recapturing the neckline of the head and shoulder pattern. Okay, I had a head and shoulder. We'll go to 4 hour. Had a head and shoulder. We recaptured it. You guys see the head and shoulder? Blue line is the neckline. We recaptured it. Friday, we managed to get another breakout. Unfortunately, most of the action happened in the pre-market. So when it came time to trading hours, we got some meh type of moves. Overall, I'm bullish above 258. If you are bearish, please do not short Tesla unless we get a false breakout from the above levels that I'm going to give you in a few seconds. But if we don't get a false breakout, I would definitely look to short below 258 with 252.5 as a target. A back test of the neckline to confirm the recapture. That would be healthy for bulls. Of course, if it breaks below 252.5 and 250, that would not be healthy for bulls. But if it does happen, you can definitely look to short below 258 to play that back test. But overall, what bulls need is a breakout of 265. Enough with the back tests and stuff. Just break out 265. That would be great for bulls. Give us some of that more, volatility that Tesla usually have. Put 268.5, 269 zone in play. With 272.5 and a pivot high up here all the way at 279-ish. That'll be interesting. But it needs to break out 265. We got some good, that white line, that 265 is the white line right there. We got some good selling pressure from that level previously. So if it can recapture and clear, that'll be a big win for bulls. Otherwise, watch that breakdown, guys. All right. I do have support at 260 as well before 258. So watch that level. But below 258, if that fails, I'll favor a back test of the neckline at 252.5. Remember, you can play both sides, guys. You don't just have to play the upside. You can play the downside. Apple, no matter how unhealthy it looks, price action is the shepherd. We must remind ourselves this. In Uncle's last analysis, I said, do not look for shorts unless it can break down support, starting with 188.4 to put 187 and a test of the trend line in play, the orange trend line, which is now at 184, by the way. As of right now, 196 is still a target. Support right now, which is around the gap, is at the close was around 193.94. Okay, that will be a resistance. So 194 and then 196. As far as support goes, we have 191, which was the low of Friday's candle. And then the gap started around 189.5. So 189.5, and then my 1.236 fib level at 188.4. We need breakdowns of supports, guys. False breakout. Otherwise, just follow the damn trend. Bulls are in control as long as above this orange trend line. As unhealthy as it looks, whatever, follow the damn trend. The chart can look all unhealthy all at once. Doesn't freaking matter. What needs to look healthy is our P&L. You're not going to get a healthy P&L trying to call tops. Everybody knows this. Anyways, Apple, still bullish. What can I say? All right. 194 and 196 is in place still. As long as above 191. You want to get bearish, watch for breakdown 191, 189.5, or 188.4 to trigger some downside. Maybe we get a pullback and test the trend line again. That's a nice tradable move. Will it break down the trend line? I have no idea, but if it does, that's when we want to get very bearish. Stop calling tops. It's ridiculous. Meta broke out of my triangle pattern. You guys hear the blue triangle pattern. Try to back test it as a support. Looked like with some stop loss hunted intraday. Not much follow through, okay? Friday was overall a meh type of day intraday. Most of the action happened in the pre-market. All right, there was some action here. I'm pretty sure I wrote it in the group, but you guys don't need to see that. Alerted in the group to long these levels, 284. I had 285.3, 286.6 with 288 in play. Decent level moves, but nothing substantial where it gave us a big move to the upside or downside or anything like that. Okay, so based on this, if you played every false breakout of 288, probably would have made some good money or decent money. But that 288 level that was based on a previous high back in mid-June, it needs to clear. It needs to take out some of these highs. We got potential triple top over here around this 289.5 to 290 zone. So above 290 needs to clear as well to trigger more upside to 292 plus. As of right now, a break back below 286 or 285.5 would be a break back below my triangle pattern, which would be a false breakout. Okay, so I'll definitely be bearish if those level fails, or you can look to short below 284 with 280.7 in play, and then the support of the triangle pattern would be around the 279.5 is the 280 zone. That is when I would be bear bias below 279 to 280 zone. All right, NVDA, we got a breakout, guys. All right, now this I'll definitely share because I just love NVDA. I wrote here, breakout of the orange trend line is now at 412. If cleared, look to long or stay long with 414.5, 416 and higher in play. All right, I was only bearish below 412, but I needed to see 409.5 fail as support. It's not exactly what happened. All right, we got the big breakout of the 412 and the 414.5 level all the way hitting our price targets. All right, you guys see here I got fib levels around that 424 level and 423 is level where we based. You guys, when you enter these trades, when you see my setup, you want to enter as best you can. When I say long above breakout of 412, you want to enter as close to 412 as it breaks out as possible. And you want to use the 15 to 30 minute chart to confirm the breakouts or breakdowns. The same thing with the 414.5 level. You want to get it close. All right. If you see NVDA just popped like that and it hit a target 425.5 and 424, it's not, you don't want to catch FOMO, guys. You want to catch, decent entries. All right. If you don't get decent entries, it's going to be hard to make money. All right. You don't want to catch FOMO. Anyways, it takes practice. It takes practice. As of right now, though, I need to see 424 and 425.5, which was the high for yesterday on Friday, to clear to put 427 and 430-ish back in play. Above 430-ish, 430.60 to be exact. That would be bullish. That's my 78.6 fib level. And it should trigger more upside up to 434-ish or higher. All right. As far as support for NVDA, it is in breakout mode, so be careful. You guys see how well respected this orange trend line was, and a breakout of that led to a very nice pop. So as of right now, I have support at 420, 418, 414.5, and of course that 412 level. And this orange trend line slopes down, so it needs to break back below 409.5 to give us a false breakout setup. All right, you can short the breakdowns of these support, but overall, I would rather be, as long as above 409.5 and 412, I'll definitely be watching out for false breakdown setup because we're in breakout mode. That's usually bullish, okay? But of course, above 424, stay long or be bullish. We're probably continuing this bullishness and put higher targets in play. All right, we're just trading this level with runners, not any investment or anything like that. Unless that's what you're into, but that's not what I into, okay? I just try to get in and out. What's next? Netflix. Well, I mentioned that if it could stay below 437.5 and break down 426.5, that we could possibly have a lower high. Unfortunately for bears, the price action had other plans. It actually recaptured false breakdown setup, recaptured this 432 level, and it also cleared 437.5, which is my 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. So as long as above 437.5, I would stay bullish with 444, 448, and 454 in play. Netflix is a volatile stock. That's why I want to cover it. Very tradable. Okay, if you know what you're doing, following the levels, of course, unbiasedly. Now, of course, if it breaks back below 437.5 and 432, that's bearish. Putting 426.5 back in play. I doubt 426.5 will defend on the next test, because if that breaks down, I'll be very bearish. Putting gap fill at 417.5 and then my next fib level at 415.3 in play. It could possibly drop lower too. There's another gap around 409-ish. Okay, so above 437.5 and 432, stay bullish. Below those levels, switch back to bearish. The VIX, not much movements, but it did give us a bounce. It did give us a bounce. Look at that hammer candle. Hopefully this is signs of life, guys. Got a nice hammer candle. Let's see if we can gap up or pop up to hit that 14 level. You guys see my trend line here. If it breaks above 14.3, that would be bullish. It's a breakout, guys. All right, could possibly go back to 15.5 or 16.7. That would be bullish. Okay. However, we need that confirmation. If it breaks back below 13.3, it's likely to go hit 12.6 and 11.9. More likely. All right. So hopefully, if you're a bull on the VIX, hopefully you don't break down these levels and we can just pop up. Finally, get some life going, some volatility going with the VIX. All right. VVIX still looking overall bullish here, but it did manage to hit a previous low, a low back on June 2nd. So we'll see if we can get a double bottom here. It'll have to recapture 85.9 to confirm the double bottom. If that happens, that will be extremely bullish. Okay, double bottom combined with a false breakdown setup, that's a very, very good R&R trade. Okay, 85.9, look too long. If we break down 82.3, guys, unfortunately, we're going to go see lower lows with 78.4 and 76 in play. Let's end this with the option flow. But here is dark pool order at 438. 3.7 billion in premium. I usually, when I cover this, usually get like $1 billion in premium. Anything less, I don't pay attention to. We usually get $1 billion premium. This was 3.7 billion in premium at that 438 level. Okay. Wow. Which is also happens to be around the gap where the gap popped up. Okay. So somebody, and it's most likely an institution because that's what dark pool orders are marking them, they're marking the prices up. Okay. Look at that. And they definitely got liquidity. I'm talking 3.7 billion of liquidity to mark the prices up. Oh, they're good. 438, watch that level. As I said, if we lose 438, we fill that gap and we lose that level, that cancels the bullish island reversal. All right. And now we see that it's a dark pool order. Okay. That 438 level will be very critical for next week. Okay. Preferably on Wednesday after 4th of July. Here is SPY or option order. 80% in the puts. All right. Still getting aggressive plays for puts and they're getting spanked. 86% in the puts. Yeah, a lot of these, to be fair, a lot of these options are like 3-4 months out and stuff like that. IWM, 77% in the calls. Tesla, 65% into puts. A lot of them are a few months out, guys. Apple, 83% in the puts. NVDA, 72% in the calls. That's a little more aggressive than yesterday. A little more aggressive. Netflix, 100% in calls for Netflix. And here's the VIX. Nothing for VIX. No one traded the VIX. That's weird. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more content from Uncle Charters, please consider joining my Discord. Other than that, have a great weekend. Enjoy your holidays. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.